Hi, and this is Sweetman Gaming, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Again, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit that bell button so you will get notified once I release a new video. So today, I'm not going to do the usual like the tank reviews or tank guide or so whatever, anything about tanks. But today, I'm planning to make a content. The content is all about, I'm going to call this content the how-to. So the objective of this content is to guide all the new players to this game and to help them become better player or become better tanker. So for my first entry for this content, we will going to talk about the most important thing about tank, the armor profile, and also the side scraping, some strategy to how to make your armor more effective. So let's begin. But first, what is a side scraping? The side scraping it's about angling your tank into a certain degree to increase the armor protection or the armor thickness of any tank. Note, the side scraping is actually the most effective strategy to bounce shots from your enemy. But not all tanks having the same armor profile. Not all tanks having the same weakness. So you need first to understand the tank. And besides from the side scraping, once you know the characteristic of the armor, you can do a lot of things besides of side scraping. There's other strategy like the Hulldown strategy, like using your environment, reverse side scraping, and many more. So it's about knowing the armor profile first. So if you want to know the armor of the tank or the characteristic of the armor of the tank, I suggest you try to use this World of Tanks Inspector or the Whip Inspector or the Blitz Hanger like this one that I'm showing. And here's a sample armor profile of a tank. We're now looking at the Tiger 2, a tier 8 heavy tank, a German tier 8 heavy tank. So the green marker is actually where we are aiming. So we are aiming at its front hole. Now on the upper left of the screen, that is the armor thickness. Now you have the orange one and the red one. The orange, the first indicator is its original armor thickness, and the other one, the second indicator, it was the armor thickness when you angle the tank. Now, the original armor thickness of its front hull is 160, but because the tank was being sloped, the armor thickness has been increased. Now, the Tiger 2 has been positioned into a 71 degrees angle or the side scraping position, the ideal side scraping position. If you notice, the side armor of the tank from 100 millimeter to 300 millimeter, the tank was now been angled to 71 degrees. This enabling the tank to bounce a lot of shots. In tier 8 or tier 7 match, actually no one can pen 300 millimeter armor, so that will be a very effective side scraping angle. And here's the sample of when you angle the tank. Now you can see that Tiger 2 was perfectly angled, and he will going to manage to bounce a lot of shots from the Chieftain in the T28, which this two tanks has a very high caliber tank, but you can see none can penetrate the Tiger 2 once it was angled. But now this you have to be very careful. If you angle the tank incorrectly, you will going to expose its weak spot. Not like what you see. The Tiger 2 has been angled too much, enabling them to shoot its side and penetrating the tank. So basically, the side scrape is just facing your armor to your enemy and angle certain degrees. But let's say the enemy appears from behind and you have no time to traverse. You can actually do other things beside of the ordinary side scrape, which is the one you see in the video. We called it the reverse side scraping. Basic, it seems as a side script, but this time your rear part is the one who is facing at the enemy. Now this one, the reverse side script is very rare. Not you're not going to see this much, but this is very good, especially to the tank. He has a very slow traverse and no time to look back or to traverse behind the enemy. So all you have to do is do the same side script, but this time your rear is facing. You can see it's still effective. And yes, this is effective, but you need a lot of caution doing this because you're literally exposing the weakest part, or you're literally facing the weakest part of the tank, which is the rear. Now, besides the side scraping, there are actually other methods you can use to be more effective in battle. We call it the hold down position. Usually, the Soviet tanks or the Russian tanks or even the Chinese heavy tanks have this. Now, if you see at the turret of this the object or the OBG, you can see that the turret has a 429mm armor because it was been slooped. So that this tank is an ideal for the hold down position. Enemy cannot pen that super thick armor, even a tier 9 tank. But again, you must know the tank. All tanks still have weakness. Not everyone is invulnerable. If you can see the cupola of the tank, once you aim at the cupola, you can actually penetrate the tanks. So you need to apply strategy to avoid being shot. Now here is sample footage. If you see the object is hiding its lower plate or the whole armor in this fountain. If you can see now, none can penetrate its cupola, even though it was being shot by the high caliber gun. But again, not every tank is invincible. There's a way they can hit you like this. You will going to try to shoot the cupola, the tank. If you can see, he can be penetrated. This part. So you have to move your turret or try anything to avoid being shot, like raising the gun or something just to hide the cupola. But you can be more creative, like hiding your lower plate, which is the weak spot of most of the tank. You can use a destroyed tank to hide your weak spot, like this, like the mouse. You can see the IS-7. It's not taking its shots. And once I face the IS-7, he take the opportunity to shoot the front turret. The front turret, the mouse, it's actually its weakness. But yes, you can be more creative. Like you need to observe the map, where to hide your weak spot. You can use even the terrain like this. The object is hiding its hole and just exposing its turret. You can fire back at the enemy without them penetrating the tank. But let's say you accidentally expose yourself into an open area. Maybe you can just dance your way out. But there are tanks that are very challenging to make a bounce. Tanks that quite hard to sidescrape. Usually these are the tank that doesn't have the slope feature, like the Tiger 1, the Black Prince. They doesn't have a slope. So if you can see, they are totally flat. So, there's no increase of armor thickness. And even though you try to angle this tank, yes, the armor thickness increased, but not that much actually. You can still do side scraping, like in the Tiger 1. You can apply the 40-degree angle to increase your armor effectiveness, but it's totally unreliable. This technique to box tanks, most of the time, you will get penetrated. So if in case you are using a box tanks like the Tiger 1, maybe you can just hold down or maybe avoid trying being shot. Usually tanks with Tiger 1 actually having a good turret, same as the tanks like the Black Prince. You can do that. So this is very important of knowing the armor profile. In some cases, tanks like the Black Prince, which is the track is totally exposed in the front. But the advantage of that track has no modules. Once it get penetrated, yes, the track will be damaged, but it won't get you. Now, it won't give you any damage to your tank, and you can use that to your advantage to bait the enemy. Like in this clip, if you notice, the Black Prince is moving back and forth, baiting the enemy to shoot the tracks. Now, the Black Prince is being shot multiple times, but notice that the Black Prince never received any damage, and this is good for supporting your teammate actually, like baiting your enemy to take the shots. And once the shots and they're on the reload, your teammates can now move forward to engage the enemy that is waiting to you on the other side. While you can do the 40 degrees angles in some other tanks, you can also do the peekaboo shots, like peeking then take a shots. But you need a caution doing this stuff because most of the time you will get the track and you will go to have a problem once that happens. Now, it sounds easy actually, just knowing that you can just do the hold down anytime, you can do Sidescrape, then block a lot of shots. But here's the thing, you will be facing different tanks, different type of enemies, different type of teammates, and you will be fighting on different maps, on different area of the maps actually, with a different terrain. So you actually need a lot of practice doing this. But the first step you should do is know the armor profile of the tank. Then you can practice it on the match. You can experiment on the side scraping. And once you master that, once you manage to bounce a lot of shots, there's a chance that you will going to survive the match. And also, because you managed to survive longer the match, you can deal more damage and you can be more an asset to your team. So that's it, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you can apply this new knowledge to the battle. And good luck to the battlefield, Commander.